Is it justice? Revenge? Honor? No. It is power. We felt your deeds. Felt their shockwaves ripple through the void. You have our attention. Now you must keep it. Your limits will be tested. The stars themselves will bear silent witness. How far will you bend before you break? Drives you, exile? Is it justice? Revenge? Honor? No. It is power. You have our attention. Now you must keep it. Your limits will be tested. The stars themselves will bear silent witness. How far will you bend before you break?
Sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. You sit up, hey. like the cool blue light, 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 like the cool blue light.
Hey guys, Dante here back with another little video, and in this one we're doing a follow-up video on my previous elementalist Carrion Golem build, but this time we are actually a Necromancer. So we swapped to Necromancer just because you get so many benefits, right, from being a Necromancer, being able to boost your minions via your ascendancy, right? So minions have 20% more life, they do more damage. You get Plaguebringer, which gives you basically your minions have 30% increased area of effect, which is great for Carrion Golems. More damage reduction, and then you get Commander of Darkness, which gives you like 30% res. Your nearby ally has 30% increased damage, 33% increased attack and cast speed. It's just overall, I think it's better than the elementalist. Now, the pros of the elementalist is that it's more quality of life, as in you don't have to micromanage so many different types of minions. But the Necromancer is just like insane amounts of damage. It's so much more damage. It's not even comparable. It's like 4 times actually, I think. No, 3? Yes, like 3 times the damage of the elementalist. But you do take a hit when it comes down to survivability, and we're gonna get into that soon. Now, let's see, how does the build work? We are basically going with Summon Carrion Golem Scavenging. The last time it was the Hordes. We are swapping to Scavenging because Golems deal 5% more damage per non-Golem minion near them, up to 50%, right? So all I need is like 10 non-Golem minions, and I get 50% more damage, right? That is per golem times 5. I got 5 golems, so yeah, you do the math. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I also mirrored the weapon, which is insane. So yeah, we got 10 zombies, 4 specters, 1 enemy guardian, so that is a total of 15 extra minions, right? So you got 15 extra minions besides the Carrion Golems. So that bumps it to the maximum amount of 50% more damage per golem, right? So you get each golem basically gets 50% more damage. So yeah, he does the damage. We're using Doriani's prototype to get him to lightning damage, and then basically abuse it until it's gone. Because next league this will definitely not exist, and Carrion Golems will be I would say probably still decent, nowhere near as good or as powerful as they are right now. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the gear and let's see what we got. So I mirrored the weapon. This is the best and slot weapon for this build. Elemental damage with attacks, more attack damage, ruthless, increased critical strikes, faster attacks, critical damage. Combined with Squire, that gives us a 12 link golem. Now, I did use for a day, like half a day, raise zombie inside the weapon, but they just constantly kept dying. It was driving me insane. So I ditched that. I completely gutted it. I put it in my chest piece, and then I got another damage link, and I do like maybe like 300 or 400 million more damage this way, just by getting another link in the weapon. Now, for the helmet, I ditched the Dark Monarch. This one is a +2 minion Lich Circlet with double ES, Abyssal Socket, Lightning Res. Now, the way I crafted this is I bought the base. I bought the base with the +2. I fractured the +2, and then I got the Abyssal Socket with Delve Fossils. Whatever was the name of it. Delve. I think I still have it somewhere. That one over there. I forgot the name. I don't have any more. So I got that. I got the high resist, and then I basically Eldritch currencyed the prefixes. Nothing too fancy. The places you get physical damage taken as chaos for a little bit of mitigation. And I would like minion life instead of speed, but the movement speed is also pretty. It's okay. You're spamming convocation quite a lot, so it doesn't really matter. Sorry about that. For the amulet, I'm still using my +8 amulet that I posted on the community page. If you don't have this, you can use a +4 amulet, +2 all, +2 fizz, or if you're even lower budget, then you can use replica Dragon Fang. The chest piece is a global defense high ES based Twilight Regalia. The way I crafted this, I bought the fractured base because I'm done with fracturing, and then I essence spammed until I got T1% ES, and then Eldritch currencyed the suffixes. Now I really wanted life regeneration rate, so I can have even more what is it? So I can have even more life regeneration, even though I only got like 700%. It's good enough to sustain me while my minions are not doing damage. Because of our ascendancy, we're always leeching their damage. So if you got a boss that has downtime like Cyrus or something like that, then this regen is really good. And you're gonna notice it and you're gonna be happy you got it. That's how I crafted that. The rings, I bought the fractured minion damage rings, 2 of them. Essence spammed Essences of Woe to guarantee my energy shield roll, and then until I got good suffixes, nothing fancy. The gloves, Triad grips, 4 blue sockets with +1 socketed gems. Ideally, you would want +1 socketed gems and % energy shield. I guess that would be the best. Mage blood. Boots, abyssal socket, and I crafted this one just by luck, I guess. I just rolled Eldritch Exalts. Not Eldritch Exalts, Eldritch Chaos. What is it? Eldritch Chaos, until I got like, I think in like 5 Eldritch Chaos, I got a double T2, and then I just locked prefixes, Veil Chaos, I got the movement speed, and then Eldritch crafted the lightning resist, and that's it. I think it came out pretty good. I could probably change the lightning resist, honestly, I don't really need it. But the implicits are already done. The cooldown recovery rate is not the ideal one, but there's nothing really that good to go with it. So cooldown recovery rate it is. I don't really care about that much. And yeah, I could probably ditch that res for life regen, maybe. We'll see. Alright, so that's the gear. Let's go over the gems. Carrion Golem of Scavenging, Awaken Multi-Strike, damage on full life, Awaken added lightning damage, volatility, and Awaken minion damage. Now, if you get a +1 Squire, or a +1 Squire with reduced damage from crits, that would be great. You will have to move Awaken Multi-Strike probably in here instead of Volatility or another gem. Something like that. You're gonna have to POB it yourself to see which one is the best damage output. In my helmet I got my auras, Haste, Determination, and Lighten. I got the Abyssal Socket. Again, I probably wouldn't need the Lightning Res. And I got the rarity for farming Exiles and Blight and stuff like that. In my chest piece I got my Res Spectre, Enemy Guardian, Raise Zombie of Slamming. Now, the zombies are only here to buff Carrion Golems. They don't do damage. We don't care about their damage. They hit sometimes, but we don't rely on that. So all we care about is Raise Zombie of Slamming. Feeding Frenzy, Minion Life, and Meat Shield, so they don't die. That's the most important thing. They don't die. Discipline, Convocation, Flame Dash, and Assassin's Mark in the gloves. Desecrate, Spirit Offering, and Precision in the boots. Now you could replace Desecrate with Unearth when you are farming Abyss. Whenever you're farming Abyss, you don't really need this much damage, so you unspec 3 points here, and I usually take this one over here and just path over here and take the mastery. All right. So those are the gems. For the flasks, I am normally using Wine of the Prophet while mapping and doing Abyss. When I'm doing bosses, I do Bottle Fate. Ruby flask with curses. Quartz flask for more suppression and avoid being stunned, avoid being shocked on the granite. Sorry about that. And regen life with Quicksilver. Alright. Those are the flasks. Let's go over the skill tree and the jewels now. Where do we start? Let's start over here. So I'm using a Storm Shroud to get element immunity. I'm using 2 eminences, I think. No, 1 eminence. I'm using 1 primordial eminence. All of my jewels have RMR corruption, so I have enough mana to cast my skills. So as you can see, the Storm Shroud has reservation. This thing has a reservation. Everything has a reservation, basically. The Anima Stone has reservation. Corrupted Blood, the only thing it doesn't have is a Primordial Might, which has Corrupted Blood. Anima Stone. Flesh and Flame combo with Liege of the Primordial. Now I know these are very expensive, but we're like 2 months into the league, so what do you expect? Same time as Jewel, 144, 020 over here with the increased effect of shot doesn't really... I mean, it helps a bit, but not that much. The main thing I want is RMR here. I guess I could probably take it over here and ditch this one. We'll see. Minion damage, minion damage, minion damage over here. This is the same setup I had with the elementalist, so I didn't change anything. Another large cluster heal with Primordial Harmony and Primordial Harmony with reservation efficiency of skills. I got 2 12 passive clusters with minion attack speed, all res, and energy shield. Energy shield, all res, attack speed, effect. And then I got 1 8 passives here with Raise and Pillage, Renewal, and Vicious Bite. Renewal makes your minions regenerate 1% life and deal 5%, have a 5% chance to deal double damage when they learn full life. Basically, the golems always deal double damage. They do not die. I have done some insane content with them and they didn't die. I did Rogue Exiles, I did Bottle Exiles, I did Blight. They didn't die. The thing that did die were sometimes the zombies, and I think some Spectre died. But that's about it. Alright. I think that's enough of the jewels. Let's go over the Specters. So I'm using 4 Specters, right? I get my gem level is level 27. That gives me up to 3 Specters. I spec into Death Attunement for another 1 Spectre. So yeah, Oh yeah, and I'm using a Thread of Hope here for these two nodes and this one. You want this one for additional zombie. Okay, so about the Specters. I am using 4 Specters. One of them is, you can see here, I got 2 Gorillas. That's a Carnage Chieftain and a Host Chieftain. Those guys give me Frenzy and Power charges. I get Endurance charges from my Merc. And I got Perfect Spirit of Fortune. Their names are going to be in the POB. And I got this guy over here that dies a lot. That guy is the... Wait, I forgot his name. Spectral Leader. Yeah, his name is Spectral Leader, and basically gives you nearby allies have 20% increased action speed, which gives more damage to the golems. All right, you see that little swirly thing. All right, good. So those are the Specters. Let's go over the Enemy Guardian. Not Enemy Guardian, the Mercenary. Standard Doriani Mork. I'm using Replica Victorious Charity with reduced damage taken from crits. Corrupted. So this gives me 10%, gives the Merc actually 10% increased effect of non-curse auras from his skills. He gives endurance charges on hit. So this is a pretty reliable source of endurance charges. Wrath effect Scepter. I need to anoint this with the influenced, but yeah, we're using Defiance of Destiny so it doesn't die. Cogwork Ring reflected with negative lightning and positive fire and chaos, so he's capped on everything. Calandra gloves with life, regen, high armor, high life. Replica Alberon so he doesn't die to reflect maps. Calm's Binding with nearby enemies convert 25% of their physical damage to fire, so good defensive wise. And Corrupted with Wrath effect. Helmet is life regeneration, res, armor, life. That's about it. All right, so that's the gear, gems, skills, the skill tree, the jewels, flasks, everything. Let's see. Okay, let's go into POB here so you guys understand what I did. So at the moment, POB says I got like 918 million damage, which tends to be kind of true considering how fast bosses die, even in their damage reduction phases, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So let's go over the configuration, right? So minions are always on full life. Yes, they do not die, right? Do you use endurance charges? Yes, from the Merc. I already talked about frenzy power and endurance charges generation from the Specters and the Merc. This applies to minions, so they always have it. Fortified, yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're gonna talk about that. Fortify from the Enemy Guardian. Corpses, we spawn them on single target. You want to spam Desecrate when you're fighting bosses. Well, not spam it, but just every now and then, so you can consume the corpses for your ascendancy. I got 20 minions, right? I got 10, 15, 16, 20 in total. Use the minion skill recently, yes, because we always use Desecrate or Convocation. Consume the corp recently. This is on cooldown whenever your ascendancy pops. That's why it's important to use Desecrate whenever you're fighting single targets. And like consuming like 10 corpses, but you can just do 5. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything. Number of non-golem minions. I think I miscalculated that. Yeah, that's 15. But it's anyways, it's enough to get increased damage, the more damage bonus. Feeding Frenzy, yes. Meat Shield, yes. Specters are up all the time. Enemy is chilled, is shocked, brittle ground from the Merc and the AG. Right. Shocked from the Carrion Golems. Intimidated is from the Mercenary Gloves. And Consecrated Ground from the Bottle Faith. So nothing really unrealistic. Now I do gotta say, I listed the Spectre leader there because you can't find him in the POB. He doesn't exist for some reason. And I added the thing that I got on my Mercenary. Now on my enemy guardian. So on my enemy guardian, let's see if I can find him. He's right over there. So I got Crown of the Tyrant, Kingmaker, a Astral Plate with Explode mod, Grave Bind, and Legacy of the Fury. This will be in the description of the POB. So I get Explode for Giga Clear, I get Culling Strike, I get flat added lightning damage. Basically the AG does a lot of work for the clear. I think the clear is at least 3 to 4 times better than the elementalist. Easily. I forgot to add the line for the belt. Hold up, what's the wording for it? Let me add it real quick here. So nearby enemies convert 25% of their physical damage to fire. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay, I added that in the config. All right. I think that is it for this one. I hope I mentioned everything that I have in here, including the wrath effect or whatever. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to respond to the best of my abilities. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found this interesting. I think this is probably the strongest minion build in the game at the moment. I don't think there's something that can come close to this. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and until next time, take care and stay safe.